For Mr. Maho Akwaba Edeba the Bono podcast. This is the 6th episode of the podcast. It was for the next series and answer the next episodes are etwa swamede bebra ho he dear winnie ebeje ho ye. It might sound to other people that this is going to be a little controversial, but it is not. It is only for us to actually understand what is going on. I don't normally talk about these kind of stuff on my shows. And not because I am very special or anything, but because of how I see things. This episode, no, my friend is saying Bono and Ashanti or Bono and Ashanti. Therefore, the title alone should tell you that it is going to be definitely about Bono and Ashanti people. Now, there's no difference between the two. There are so many Akan groups. We have the Kuyapim, we have the Fantis, we have the Bonos, we have the Ashantis, and some more others. We are all Akans, but there are so many things that are going on social media that makes it seem say ya time for, but ye nya time for. Bono for ene Asante for enyina eye neanom. Mrebi a twem so make me amasama kyerɛwa. Me obi a menyine e won kran. Na ansa na mekon kran na lase mekon kran na me di mfie nsia na mekodru nkran hempo he anase many free kakra kra he me here say many me shed name the difference. At that time I didn't know the difference between Bono and Ashanti. All I knew was say ye account for, and of course there was for ye account for, and we are one people. At that time obi bisa say free here. And as we many obeka chere say we chini. Mostly that is what we say. And when there's a child, the child does not know anything about anything about Bono or anything about Ashanti. See, discrimination and as racism, it only dwells with adults. Yem paying for near tribalism, the uncle friend tribalism, racism, and one them nina a ye paying for. A Colombia ni honoma ya wono he na ode sad discrimination we say eba nimo. Every child stays clean. Not that they stay clean, but they are actually clean. It is only adults who pollute the minds of little children to make it seem as if other people who are not like them are different. But other people who are not like them are not different in any way. Me, I have said several times that I was an Ashanti. Maybe now the fact is that I didn't actually know or cared about where I come from. To be frank with you, Ashanti was very popular in my mind because you know what? I come from a town called Bonsu. Bonsu is located in the Nkoranza district. Now it's Nkoranza South district. When I was growing up, I was made to understand that Nkoranza belongs to Ashanti, and so Obiya Ufri Nkoranza Biya Efri Ashanti mem. And because of that, menso na mekachiro Obiya Semiya Ashanti ni. Ave Obibi Samsen Aya Ashanti ni Efi Mekrom. Mini Mesi Mifi Amakom. You know why I said that? Because that was what I was told, that the people from Nkoranza actually came from Amakom. And I did not at that time hate or see my other Bono people as people who were different, because those are the people that I had lived with. The only time that I had to travel to Ashanti region and I said to Kumasi was when I had to go to school. Apart from that, Minyanko baby, all my life I lived it in Accra, and so I am a Ghana girl. Yeah, no you know when I came in check and you Jimmy. I am actually a Ghana girl, and I'll call myself as if I have to choose again between Bono, Ashanti, and Ga and all that. I would prefer saying say me Bono and Ga more than me Ashanti. It doesn't mean that I don't like Ashanti, but the thing is, my relationship with Ashanti was not that much because minimo bia. First of all, me Bono ni me free Bono. Secondly, crying ni me bon me like my brabo nyina. All my life I lived in Accra from primary 1 till the day that I left Accra for the United States. I have lived all my life in Accra. Inti meten crying pa ye. Emma men crying din cry better to me. Abra misa a me con crying eye ganyo bi ajele. Timitwe me dana na makwache but mesansi na ajele. For coming back to where or what I am talking about. People nowadays see these two tribes, these two groups, not tribes, but these two groups as different. I have an issue with that. I think that along the line, something happened. That is why all these things are happening. Now, when we talk about history, history is history. But it is also said that if you don't know where you are coming from, you wouldn't actually know where you are going. And so it is nice and good for us to tell our history. Along the line, one group felt to say, kamasem here, one can ye, kachiano. Then the other group was like, so they make a then this actually started the whole thing. Social media. And I'm so glad that it only happens in social media, but not in reality, because social media is like a space that we live in. It actually does influence us though, but it is not what we live. Because me see me bononi na miya enso ya Asante. Se me kase me nua muja run it through me. The same muja he anso ne run it through him. But ya Asante ni sort of. And so therefore, what is the difference between the two of us? There's not much difference between the two of us. Some people do not like preaching peace. Some also do love preaching peace. But I ask myself, where do I stand? Personally, I feel the right thing has to be done. And it is not about talking about the aye bonnet and I said the aye papa. When this whole thing started, my fear was, how are families going to live? How are families bema heye Asantini no ba heye Bononi and I say ba heye Asantini na bema heye Bononi? What is going to happen to them? It is just like a family in which the man or the head of the family is NDC or NPP and the wife is also a different party. Several times I have heard of how people fight and people go through so much because of politics and because of political parties that each spouse belongs to. That is what is actually happening to the Bono and the Ashanti people. We have intermarriages between these two groups. So what happens to those people? You know what my interest is? My interest is me call Asori a friend a Church of Christ. And I have a lot of Ashantis who are also Church of Christ people. I respect my group, I respect my church, I respect my people, the people who are part of Church of Christ. But these same people are also part of Ashantis. Now, maybe someone say, "Semitna baby na semiti batema." When you be bound to him, na we do what sorry batem, and I said, "I was sorry but di what." It will be a Ghana your friend is a Bible camp and I say convention is annual near my. Obekwa kuduru na na ma wenim ni na afi unu bia na odi watem e wo social media na wodi na tem wo social media ono sinenim ni obeyede. These are some of the reasons why on my page I try to stay clean as much as I can. But of course, whatever you do, other people will come and talk. We are going to discuss this Bono and Ashanti thing in details. Midinde nana ama kwachi. Therefore, things are happening on social media. That is not. And enya de I will say obi emaneni eje kra. Of course, bian Canada ne mom he manka endi bi atam. Ye ya account for and account for ya nkyere ye se de yedi mpanyimfo atam. Ordene ma me say me fa phone ana se mekwa kwatena social media. Na mahunu se obi wa ma comment ni de he na bibi ka ho ebia na kwasi ho in the first na obeka sem bi ama ma akwayi na no medi na tem. Impo those who do not or who are not royals, I cannot do that to them. You know why? Because we are Khans, we are Ghanaians. We were never brought up that way. I saw one comment that said that these things only happen when we are in Ghana, and I can testify to that. When we come here, Bia ye unia, so free north, so free south, so free west, so free central, so free east. We are all one people. We have parties and we call each other to come and enjoy. Why is it that when we are only in Ghana, that is when we behave this way? We try as much as we can to defend our own, but we are not supposed to cause trouble. The trouble will definitely come because we are human beings, but we have to actually be decent about it. Now, I am not here to talk about Ashantis and say Asante for yet, because some of the people who have actually helped me so much or who were there for me in difficult times are Ashantis. I have friends who are from Ashanti region who have actually helped me a lot. In fact, they cared for me when I needed them most or when I needed someone the most. There have also been Bono people who have helped me. I'm not saying many Bono for have not helped me. But I'm not here to say Ashantis are bad people. In fact, you say if you be a man say yem, and definitely there are people in Bono and there are people in Ashanti who have issues. Maybe I stay away from the troubles. And that is why some call me a coward, because they feel I am not speaking the way I am supposed to speak. But that is not it at all. I try to see the good out of everything. I am not here to defend anyone. I am here to tell you my peace of mind. And this is the Bono podcast. Because I would bring you so many things that concern Bono Meko Bono community links, and all other stuff that is happening in Ghana, in Akan, in everything, in all of our groups. But today we are talking about the Bono and Ashanti issue that is going on. Like I said before, I grew up thinking and knowing that me Asantini, but I didn't actually know where I came from, so I would always say me from Akum, like I said before. But me from Akum me Bononi, it doesn't make me different. Me Oyokoni, Asante, Ahimfie, and I said the Ashanti royal family Eyo Oyoko. Enti me ene Asante. It means difference near so offer any clan beer, you will find it in almost every Akan group. That tells you that we are one people and there's no difference between us at all. Say in tong a clan, master clan a busia dia, and is a minia oyo yokoni, Mishiana or Yeminia. The insults at awesome. And men kase asante for nkwan idiate. Many anum abono fubi no so yawa mediata. Insulting does not make you a better person as an Ashanti or a better person as a Bono person. Dabi, it is actually different. Therefore, there have been so many instances where my Bono people have also said things that they are not supposed to say to the Ashantis. And for the Ashantis, yeah, Eso ba ka bi pa. Ebusia for ba ka bi pa. Be a hono mokra na utia ebusia for na yem crash. And because of that, I stay away from all these kind of stuff because I don't have the heart or the courage to actually entertain these kind of insults. So, opa, kobono fi, me kobono na koshe what we post over there. I try as much as possible to keep those 2 pages as clean as possible. This is just the beginning of the Bono and Ashanti issues. Madrin chireni, enon chere se me nyame, and enon chere se the meme dwene a yes ne de wo dwene. So we will continue with this. Therefore, we better also amount in the next episode of the Bono podcast. Midi the nana makwachi, midi nyame jaye nyina. Amare mfise, yo nema bibri ewechi a eba. Na the next episode twaso of the Bono and Ashanti issues. Bono ne Asante nsensema ekose. Midi de toso ebebro. Beda hwase nyame kaye nyina.